So the first thing that you see on your mobile application is your dashboard. And if you, some of you are viewing this on your laptop, it'll be great if you can open up your mobile app and also, go through the same screens so that you are able to connect to your data more. I think it'll be a good practice of the features as well. So if you want to do that, I think it'll be a better idea to get to know the feature in a better way. Okay. Now, the first thing that you see when you open up the app is your dashboard. The reason for creating the dashboard was so that a business owner is aware of the key numbers that he needs to look at on a regular basis. So your sales, purchase, receipt, payment, your outstanding, your cash balance, your orders, and your delivery and receipt note. Okay. So this at a high level is your dashboard. Now at the top, you can always change the time period or the date range. So if I want to do this year, and I want to do year on year comparison, all I have to do is just click on this left arrow and I can go to the previous screen or the previous year. Okay. So the easiest, the fastest way to do any time period comparison. If I want to do quarter on quarter comparison, all I have to do is say this quarter and do like left to do year on year, or sorry, quarter on quarter comparison. Okay. Now within sales, what we give you is three numbers. The first you should look at is your total sales, which is in gray color, 22,77,211 rupees. So that's your total gross sales. Your total credit note is 5,129 in my demo company, and the difference of it is 22,72,000. Okay. What happens is, what we saw is that a lot of customers are looking at their gross sales in the sales register, but they ignore the total credit note amount. So that's why we are showing you both, because it's important to see your sales minus credit note. Okay. You see the graph, your month-wise trend, your sales by customer. When you click on a customer, you can see your sales by bill, all the bills of that customer. When you click on a bill, the complete bill detail. If I want to share the invoice copy, all I have to do is click on the share invoice. Let's say I want to send a PDF copy on WhatsApp. So this copy looks exactly like Tally, and you can send it directly from here over WhatsApp, email, etc. Okay. Now there are a few settings that I think a lot of the customers are not aware of. I'll quickly show you that. So there's a setting button at the top. You can add your company logo, which will go within the invoice as well. Okay, you can just take a photo or attach it from your gallery, and the logo will be part of your invoice. If you want signature to be part of your invoice, you can attach the photo of your signature as well, and again it will go in the invoice. If you want bank details to be added, you have to select the bank from here. So if I want HDFC Bank's detail to go with the invoice, you just have to select that bank. Okay. And then there are a few more settings. Depending on the use case, you can decide to enable or disable them. Okay. Now, coming back to the sales analysis. Okay, how do you do that? So there is a button here called Group By. If you click on it, there are 10 different ways you can analyze your sales. So your sales by ledger, by bill, by ledger group, voucher type, stock item, stock group, stock category, cost center, cost category, and month wise. Okay. So now let's say I want to view sales by ledger group. Within sundry debtors, I want to look at sales by, what I've done is within my Tally, I've created sub ledger groups by salesperson. Okay. So I'm able to see sales by salesperson in my case. So what I'm able to find out is the salesperson C did the highest sales, in that time, in that year. Within salesperson C, now I want to find out, okay, what stock group did he sell the most? I'm able to do that. So now I'm able to find out, let me just sort it by, let's say, amount. So I'm able to find out that electronic stock group, he has sold the most. Now within this electronics, I want to find out what stock item did he sell the most. So laptop, he sold the highest value amount. Within laptop, I want to find out what is his month-wise sales. Within a particular month, I want to find out who that customer was. Okay, so any permutation combination of sales analysis you can do here. I started with ledger group, but let's say I want to first start with month-wise sales. Okay, so I got my month-wise sales. Within a particular month, I want to find what is my item-wise sales. So March month के अंदर, this is my item-wise sales. Let's say if I pick up Amazon Kindle, I want to find out which salesperson sold the highest Amazon Kindle in the month of March. So then I say ledger group, and within that I got salesperson A. So what I was able to find out is, salesperson B and C didn't even sell a single Amazon Kindle in the month of March. Okay, so that level of visibility you can get using this report. There's a toggle button at the top, so you can view your sales by net value or gross value. So with tax, without tax, also something that you can view here. Okay. Next is by receipt. So I'll just quickly show one thing, because this was a feature, this was a question in the previous webinar, that I want to find out, okay, what is the collection that my salesperson is doing. So same funda, you go to ledger group, you're able to see the collection done by each salesperson. So I saw that salesperson A has done the lowest amount of collection. If I click on it and I want to find out what is his collection month by month, so I'm able to get that also. In the month of March, which customer made the payment? So only one customer, made the payment of 21,000. Okay. Excuse me. Next is the outstanding receivable. I think this is the number one feature used by all our customers to send outstanding reminders, to get the outstanding visibility. Okay. So what do we show first? What is your customer-wise outstanding? What is the credit days and amount that you have set up in Tally? And more importantly, how many days is the customer making the payment? So the ones that you see highlighted in red, their outstanding payment is greater than the credit days that you have set. So Bayer, if it's one of my client, 30 days ka credit diya hai, but he's making the payment in 50 days. Okay, so that your attention goes to it, that's why we are highlighting that in red. Next, at the top, you can filter by aging period. So I want to find out what are all the bills that are due today. So you can do that. Or I want to find out all the bills that are outstanding since more than 180 days. So I can find that out. कि 6 महीने से किसका outstanding बाकी है. Or sometimes we say to our customer, sir, why don't you clear off all the bills at least till 1st of February. You can pay the bills after 1st of February later on, but at least 1st February tak ka clear of the bills. Okay, so I think I'll show it again. So you choose custom and you select 1st February and say okay. So first, all the bills before 1st February that were due, you get the total amount here. Okay, so let's say if I want to send an outstanding reminder to Amazon, I'll just go on the share button at the top, or there's a send reminder button at the bottom. And I select the text message, I select WhatsApp. Let's say I wanted to send it to Mehul. And gone. So I can send an outstanding reminder to any client directly from here. Okay, it will also go with your bank details, whatever bank details you have put in. I think I selected, let me choose Kotak Bank from my setting. I think that has all the bank details added. Okay. Next, if I want to, let's say, go to Air Chemicals, and I have so many bills that are outstanding. Okay, I only want to send the outstanding reminder of the first 4 bills. So all I have to do is select the first 4 bills. Okay, long press karna hai. So when you do that, you are able to select the number of bills that you want to send. You click on send reminder in text message, WhatsApp. So the outstanding reminder will go of only those 4 bills along with your bank details at the bottom. Okay. Third is if you want to send outstanding reminder to your salesperson, so you have to do select by ledger group. You're able to see what is your outstanding person wise. You select salesperson A. So this is the outstanding of all his customers. You click on share and you say share outstanding summary. Okay. So you create a PDF. So these are the details of all the customers bill wise outstanding of salesperson A. Okay. So that's another way you can send it to your salesperson as well. Next, if I want to send outstanding reminders, so what I've shown so far is how do you send outstanding reminder one at a time. But I have 500 customers or I have 1,000 customers. How, it's not possible for me to send, reminders every day to everyone. So this is a feature that is just launched. All you have to do is select the customers to whom you want to send outstanding reminders. Okay. There is also a select all button at the top. So if you have 1,000 customers, you can send reminders to all the 1,000 customers in a single click. Okay. Now this outstanding will only go via email. SMS integration is, we are working on it. So it will be live in few weeks or months. And WhatsApp integration is not possible as of right now because WhatsApp does not allow third-party integration. So all these email reminder, all these reminders will go via email only. Okay. Now, if I let's say click on any particular customer, let's say DigiCult. Okay. Now, no email address set for selected customer in Tally. So I will not be able to send reminders to customers whose addresses are not saved in Tally. Okay. So only the ones that are highlighted in blue, you can send reminders to them. Okay. So let's say I want to send reminders to the first 3 customers. Okay. And if you guys want to try it out, you can do select all and you can send it to all your customers as well. For the sake of the time saving, I'm just doing the first 3. So send reminder and send email. So what will happen is the emails will be scheduled because there might be 1,000 customers sending it to all their, thousands of clients. So it will get scheduled and it will go to the customer in some time. You will get CC'd in all the emails that are scheduled. Okay. And once the email is done, the last email is sent, you will get a confirmation email as well. So I'll quickly show you how that looks like. So you will get a message like this at the end that we have successfully sent outstanding reminder to 4 out of 4 customers. Okay. So this is the new feature that is live, and think of it, the first 2 things that every business owner is going to work on after the lockdown is over: get back on increasing the sales and do the payment collection. So this will be the best feature to save your time, every day in the morning, you can decide to which kinds you want to send reminders to all or to selected few, and you can send reminders to all of them in a single click. Okay, see, I've started to get notification. So individually, each customer, we were able to send different reminders. And like I said, you put it in CC. Okay, and then I got the successful message as well. Okay, so this is dashboard at a high level. We just covered few things here. So your sales, your receipt, and your outstanding. Other things are very similar. So you can view it at any point in time. The expense is very same. Okay. Next is the party tab. Now there were two reasons is why we created the party tab. One is that if you have a huge list of customers, it is almost impossible to remember all the transactions you have done with each and every customer. What items you have sold in the past, what was the rate, what is the quantity that you have sold. So that's why we tell everyone to just refer this screen before you visit any customer, especially your sales team. When they are asking them to increase the sales, this becomes very important, that they will not remember everything, so they should use this as a guide. Second, we face this issue where if the customer, if the salesperson leaves the job and a new person comes in, how do you train the new person? How do you give him the history of all the transactions done by this customer? So that's why this app becomes very useful. You just give it to him, and when he, let's say, he's going to visit Air Chemicals, that's one of the customer, he's able to get all the information. Okay, when was the last sale? When did the last receipt happen? What is the average bill amount? How many days is the customer making the payment? What is the month-wise sales of this customer? Okay. What is the month-wise receipt of this customer? What is the current outstanding of this customer? What are the pending orders of this customer? How many meetings have been done so far with this customer? Okay, so if I so that everything you can track here. What are all the items that have been sold to this customer? Okay, so what he can do is there's a sort button at the top. So what are the items that he takes in the highest quantity? So he can sort it by quantity. Okay, iPhone 5 he takes the highest quantity based on the last sold date. Okay, what that means is if I go at the bottom, I'm able to find, let's say, a hard drive. So the customer has not given me any order since 4th of October. So it's a good discussion your salesperson can have with the customer, that so why have you not given me an order of hard drive? Okay, what is it, the quality issue, pricing issue? I want the order for hard drive again. So these are all the items that your customer has bought from you in the past, but only the top 2 or 3 he's buying on a repeated basis, but the other ones he's not buying repeatedly. So good conversation that your salesperson can do with your customer. Okay. Next, in the summary screen, there is a I button at the top. Excuse me. So here, whatever information you stored in the Tally Master, you can get it here. Okay, so address, email address, phone number, office address, GST number. If I want to call this person, all I have to just click here and I can call this number. If I want to find the address of this customer, I just have to click here on the address and it will open up the address in Google Maps. Okay, so small things that we can help to simplify. We have given the updates here. Okay, next is the check-in and check-out feature. I'll just quickly show you how to do check-in, check-out, where the report is. I'll show it at the end. So let's say your salesperson just visited this customer at 12:55. So he will do check-in. Okay, so check-in successful. And then while in this meeting, he can talk about all the other things that we just spoke about. Okay, so once that is done, he can also do all the data entry from here. So if the customer has given an order, he can create a sales order or an invoice from here. If the customer is given a check, he can do a receipt entry from here. If he wants to send a quotation or whatever it is, all the entries can be done from here directly. Okay. And once that is done, I'll cover the data entry at the end. Okay. So once my meeting is done, all I have to do is check out, and I can say, quotation, send, follow up in 2 days. Okay, so that's my meeting note that my manager will be able to see. Okay, so that is done. Third is the item list. So all your items, the stock value, quantity, everything you can see here, your average purchase price, your standard price, if it's set up in Tally, reorder level, minimum order level, again, if it's set up in Tally. I think a lot of traders or distributors who deal in a lot of items, they keep the screen on, the entire day. So when they get a call, they're able to find the item, give them the price, and see what items do they have in stock. Okay. Next, you can also view it group wise. So now we are providing you stock value and quantity at group level as well. Initially, we were not doing that, but now that feature is there, and even at category level, you are able to do that. Within the group, all the items as well. So if you want to send a stock report to anyone, you can just share, and you can say items. So you want to send the report along with the items. So that's how it will go. So at the top is my all mobiles, which is my group, and below that are all my items. Okay. Stock value will not go, it will only be the quantity. Okay. Now within the item, if I click on Amazon Kindle, sorry, before that, I'll quickly show you a few more things. Here at the top, there's a filter icon. So you can see what items do you not have in stock anymore. So you can place an order for it. What items are in negative stock. So ideally, this should not happen unless there is an accounting entry, made in Tally. So you can quickly analyze as why is your stock negative, and what items are below reorder level. Now, if I click on Amazon Kindle, in the inventory closing, you're able to see your batch wise go down wise stock. Okay, so if you're managing batch wise batch and go down in Tally, you can see the report here. If you're managing price list in Tally, you can see the price list here. Your entire sales summary, your total sales by value, by quantity, last sale date, minimum, maximum rate, number of bills that have happened for this item. And if you click on this graph, okay, you're able to see the sell price over a period of time. So it's a good way to know if your sales price is increasing over a period of time, or in most of the cases, your purchase price. So if I click here, see my purchase price was increasing at some point and then it kind of came down. Okay. So you can see your purchase trend over a period of time as well. What is your sales by month for this item, and you purchase similarly, and your HSN code. You can find out all the customers that have purchased this item. So it becomes very easy again for traders who want to give different rates to each customers. They open up the item and they say, sir, this is the last rate that I've given to you. I'll give it to you at the same rate, or it is 700 rupees, not at 40% discount. Okay, and all the suppliers from whom you have purchased this item. So if I click here on Coal India, I'll get the breakup of all the transactions as well. Okay. Next is the reports. I'll cover my entries, which is the data entry at the end. I will start with sales team check-in, check-out. So if you remember, we had just done check-in, check-out few minutes back. So I'll go to WebHub. So it shows that I checked it at 12:56 p.m. I checked out also at 12:56 p.m. So the meeting was just for 1 minute, and my comments are here. Quotation sent, follow up in 2 days. If I click on it, it also shows the location where I was at. Okay. Now, if I have done, let's say, 2 or 5 meetings in a day, it will all be here. Or if I want to look at the entire week, these are all the meetings that I've done in the week. Okay. Now, if I want to share this with my manager, or if the manager themselves wants to take a printout, you just click the PDF, WhatsApp. All the details will be here. Okay, the date, the party name, the check-in check-out time, the location, how many minutes did I spend, and what was the comment. So best way to get your sales team's productivity, in a quick report. You can also click on this Google Map icon at the top. Okay, and if I do that, it will show me all the locations that I've been to. Okay, so I spent 1 minute here, and then I spent 1 minute here, and then I went to the next meeting. Okay. So we are not providing live tracking as of right now. This is just when your person does check-in, check-out, we are tracking the location. Next are the expenses, direct, indirect, very basic. I'm sure everyone is aware about it. So you can drill down till the voucher level. So I'm not going to cover this in detail. Top reports. So who are your top customers, suppliers, items sold, purchased by value and quantity. So you can view that here. You can view your top 5, 10, 30 in whatever quantity. So I want to view my top, let's say 10. I can do that. One key thing that we excuse me, one key thing that we want you to see also is that yahan pe we are showing that in my case 17% of my customers are approximately giving me 67% of my sales. This is similar to something called as 80-20 rule, meaning 20% of your customers give you approximately 80% of your sales. So you should always focus on your top 20% of your customers. Okay, so that's a feature that you can look at while analyzing this, okay, as which are the top customers you need to concentrate on. Next is the inactive customers. This is one of the most again liked reports, because think of it, there are two ways to grow the sales. One, you keep on finding new customers. Second, you keep on getting your business back from old customers. So one of the when we got this idea of BizAnalyst in the company that we were consulting, and the idea to grow the sales from, let's say, 10 crore to 15 crores was not by finding new customers, was by using this report to say that you have 1,000+ customers who have done transactions with you in the last 3 to 4 years, but have not purchased anything in the last 6 to 9 months. So the best way to grow the sales is just follow up on all those old customers. So this is that list that you need to follow up on. You can also find it by salesperson. You can find out कि कौन से customers have who have not done any transaction, let's say since 6 months. Okay, so in my case, there are 74 customers, almost 98% of my customers are inactive in 6 months. Now, how do you utilize this report? So you click on Nordstrom. Let's say he's one of my customer. What I can do is I can click on sales, and I can find out that my sales was happening fine from August till March, but after March 19 he has not yet ordered anything. What's the reason? Okay, you're also showing what is he still also has an outstanding of 76,000, so he's not giving you business, plus there's an outstanding also. Next, what are the items that are sold to this customer? Okay, so let's say if my outstanding was 0, but I want to start the business again with this customer, the first thing I can do is share a report from here, which will mention all the items that that customer has purchased in the past. See, if a salesperson is going to call, what is going to talk about? He will have to talk about, sir, these are the items that you used to buy from us. Why are we not getting the orders again? So this is a report he can sell to the customer. So these are the items, this is the quantity, this was the rate at which I was giving it to you. You can send in the revised rates or whatever it is, and the last sale date. Okay, so this is a good conversation, a good way to start the conversation with the customer on getting the business back. Okay, so your goal should be to have as low as possible the number of inactive customers in your list. आपका सोचो एक या दो inactive customers भी, if you're able to turn them back, the 1800 rupees that you paid for the subscription, you know, I think that will be covered in just in one transaction. Okay, next, inactive items. Again, very important, especially we saw there are a lot of distributors who are using the app who have more than 1000, 2000, 5000 stock items, are not aware which items do they have in stock that are dead since almost 3 months, 6 months. Okay, so यहाँ पे you can view it by stock item, stock group and stock category. So if I do group, I can find out that in my mobile phone I have 13 lakh rupees of dead stock. Okay, same in electronics and miscellaneous. Okay, a different amount. But if I do items, and I can do show me all the items that are not sold in 6 months. So I have 33 items. 80% of my stock worth 40 lakh rupees is dead since 6 months. In fact, we had a customer who was using it in the trial period, 7-day trial period. And to his surprise, he said, I didn't know that I have 60 lakh rupees worth of stock, which is dead. And he was able to liquidate quite a few in the first 3 to 4 days after using the application. He said, sir, mera 1800 rupees vasool ho gaya, even before buying the application. Okay, so this report again is that powerful. Work on your inactive custom items and reports to reduce the inactiveness as low as much as possible. You can also sort here by like amount or quantity. So if I look at the amount, iPhone 5, I have the highest dead stock. Okay. So if I click on iPhone 5, now the only way to reduce the stock of these items is either I find new customers or I find customers who have taken this in the past. Okay. So again, I'll sort it by quantity here. So I can find out that, okay, Air Chemicals has taken the highest quantity, 40. So either I go back to all my customers or I go back to the suppliers from whom I had purchased and see if I can return it to them. Okay, so you can give this list to someone from your team and make them follow up and call all the customers. Sir, hamare paas, you know, we have this stock in hand. If you have a requirement, let us know. We can give you the best rate. So your customers are aware of the stock that you have in hand. Okay. Next is the ledger report. So again, if you want to quickly send a ledger report to any of your customers, you can do that from here. You can just click on share and send the ledger report. Daybook, I think some of the customers are using Daybook regularly, so I'll quickly show. So all the transactions you can view here of all the Daybook. Even if you have 1 lakh vouchers, it will show it to you in a fraction of a second. Okay, I can filter it by voucher type, so you can do that. And you can search pretty much anything. So if I want to find a transaction of 7212 or 13, I'm able to do that. I want to find out all the Z Entertainment transactions, I'm able to do that. Okay, I want to find out voucher number maybe 227, I'm able to do that. Okay, so even searching is very easy. Whatever you want to find, you can find any transactions from the application. What are all your pending orders? You can view that. So it's already live in iPhone for the new report called pending sales order by item, sales and purchase order by item. So far you're only showing it by customer. Now the pending sales order by items also live in iPhone. In Android, it is live for 20% of the customers. Rest of the customers will get it by the weekend. Okay, so that's another feature addition that we have done. Last is the profit and loss. So if you have observed, the profit and loss is now with opening and closing stock. Initially it wasn't. So now this feature is also ready and you can view it with opening and closing stock as well. Balance sheet is a feature request you've gotten from a lot of customers. So that feature is also getting worked on. We are planning to add that soon as well. Last is the my entries, which is the data entries. That is the new thing that we have added. So you can go to my entries and create all the entries. There are a few more places I'll show you from where you can create the entries. So you go to dashboard. There's a plus button. So a quick shortcut for you to create any entry on the go. If you go to party, there is a plus button here from where you can create a new ledger. Okay, so that can happen. Or if you pick a customer, even there you can see a lot of data entry options. If you go to items, there's a plus button here. You can create a stock item. And in all the reports, if you go to my entries, you can create all the entries here as well. So let me show you quickly how to create few entries. So let's say if I want to create a ledger, I click on the plus button. So customer XYZ. Okay. But if it's an existing customer, it will show you an error message that this customer name already exists. Okay. I don't want to put it under sundry debtors. I want to put it under, let's say, salesperson A. I want to put the GST number. I can put the contact name, number, address, credit limit, and credit days. There are few more fields that we are going to provide in the coming weeks, whether it is adding 2 addresses, shipping address and billing address, whether you want to put a price, MRP, you can do that. So you can fill up all this up. Number, let's just put a random. Credit limit, I want to put 25,000 and credit limit is 15 days. And I say create ledger. So now this ledger will get created in Tally. Once my Tally is on, the entry will get synced in Tally. Until then, it will show in the pending status. And once successful, it will show in the success status. Okay. It will show something like this. So it will also show you who created this ledger and when on what date was the ledger created. I think some of them are using this as a way to find out how many new customers were created by my salesperson. Next is the item creation. So stock item. I can click on the plus button. I can put the name, item XYZ. I can select the stock group. Let's say mobile. I can put the unit as let's say numbers. And if I want to add GST details, I can put the GST details here. And let's say there's no cess, and I create the stock item. Okay, same funda, it will show in pending until it gets synced in Tally, and then it will go to the success screen. Okay. Next is if I want to create an invoice. Okay, I'll click on the plus button here. I'll click the, let's say, customer name. Let's say Egg Chemicals. Select the sales account. Now voucher number, okay, or bill number, in this case will depend on what settings you have done in Tally for your voucher numbering. If it's set to automatic, it doesn't matter what number you put here. Okay, Tally will reassign a number based on the auto numbering. And if you are if your setting in Tally is manual, then whatever number you put here will go into Tally. So let's say mine is manual, and I know the last number that I had created was 1004. So now I'll put 1005. I can change the date if I want to. I'll add an item. Okay, I can select the go down. I can put a description. I can select the quantity, discount and everything. Okay, Now it will pre-fill some of the things based on the last transaction, but you can edit at any point in time. So instead of 40%, 45, I only want to give 40%, I can do that. If I want to add more items, I can do that, or I can say done. Okay. Now narration can be to be delivered in 2 days. Okay. And it will also track my location. So from where I am I creating this order, it will track that location as well. And I save this. So once my tally is on, automatically it will get synced into tally. No one has to do anything. Okay, I'll go through some more settings within data entry, especially about regular voucher or optional voucher. Okay, I think that will be important for everyone to understand. So we'll go through that in a couple of minutes. Next is the receipt entry. Okay, so if you have a person who has collected check from a customer or cash from the customer, he has to select the name, Air Chemicals. If he's collected a check, in which bank is he going to deposit? So let's say he's going to deposit in Kotak Bank. He's received a check of 2,500 rupees. The mode is check. Then in that case, he will have to put the check number and let's say the date. So let's say 11th is the date of the check. Now by default, this 2,500 rupees will be added on account. But if you want to do bill by bill adjustment, you have to click on add bill. So this 2,500 rupees was paid against what bills? So let's say this one. So I do pay in full. So this bill is cleared off. This bill also cleared off. Okay. Now he has paid me some lump sum amount of 2,500. So I have two options. Either I put the balance amount as on account or I put the balance amount against a bill. So if I want to put it on account, remaining amount, I just have to click on save. And it will tell you that this is less than the total receipt amount. So should we put the remaining amount of 1718.35 as on account? Okay. So if I want to do that, I'll say yes. Baki ka amount you put it on account. But if you want, nay, I want to adjust that against the bill. What you could have done here only is you can say 1718.35 is against this bill, and I want to save it. Okay, so your bill by bill adjustment can also be done here directly, so that when it goes into tally, your accountant doesn't have to do anything. Okay, and I can just say check collected for 2,500 rupees. Okay, it will also again track the location, and I just say click save. Now immediately it will ask you whether you want to share this copy with your customer. Okay, so if you click on share, you can send a copy directly to your customer right away that I've received a check of 2,500 rupees. Okay, there's one more quick feature that I would like to show. It's only there in sales order right now. So let's say these are all the this is the order that I had created today. Okay, and I got a very similar order later in the week. So I can go here, and there's a button on the right top corner which says clone. So if I clone it, I can basically create the same order. So now instead of 10 quantity, let's say Amazon Kindle, the customer gave an order of 20. So I can just go here, change to 20, update item, and let's say everything else is the same. And I save it. So now a new order got created. Okay. So this is the best way for anyone to clone, save time and create a new order. Okay. And once the order is created, I can quickly just share it to the customer right away. So any entry that you create can be shared with the customer right away. Okay. These are all the entries that you can do. Quotation is the only entry that will not get synced in Tally because there is not a single voucher type called quotation in Tally. Okay, so I'll quickly summarize. We went to the dashboard. Okay, we looked at sales analysis, we looked at invoice sharing, we went through receipt, we went through outstanding receivable, we saw all the party wise details, we saw the stock wise details, we saw all the reports. So data entry, check-in, check-out, expenses, top report, inactive customers, items, ledger report, daybook, pending orders, and P&L. Okay. Next is if you click on this menu icon, if you're using an iPhone, it's in the more section. In companies, I can view data of all the companies that I've synced from the mobile application. And if you have multiple locations, let's say you have one location in Mumbai, one in Pune, you can also get data of both the locations in a single mobile app. Okay. And you can define users by location as well and by company as well. I'll show you what I mean by that. Now over here, if you look at this icon next to you, your email address or your Tally serial number, okay, if you click on it, you are able to get all the devices in which the app is getting used. So if you find, why is this Vaibhav using on this OnePlus, I don't recognize this device, or maybe that's a device he just lost, you can turn off that device from here and all the data will get wiped off from his phone. Okay, so you have that control if anyone wants to change a phone, or has lost the phone, or if you find some wrong device, you can just remove them from here. Okay. Next, let's say I have two Tally licenses. Okay, one demo company and one Webo demo company. Now, in Webo, in the demo company that I'm currently viewing, I want to add users. Webo demo company is, let's say, my personal data. I don't want any users in that case, but in demo company, I want to add all my sales team. So you click on this plus icon here. Okay, and I can add users here. Let me just add so let's say I'm adding Mehul, and let's say this is his email ID. Okay. So by default, Mehul will be as an admin. If he's an admin, he will be able to see data of all the in all the screens, all the values. Okay, but let's say Mehul is my salesperson. I don't want him to be the admin, so I turn off the admin. Now I can view. I can give him permission by ledger group. So let's say Mehul is salesperson A. When I give him permission of ledger group salesperson A, he will only be able to see data within salesperson A and nothing else. Okay. So usi ke customers ka data dikhega, no other customers of any other salesperson and not of the entire company. He will also not be able to see any purchase related information because I have not given him permission of sundry creditors. Okay. And I click on save. Access by stock group. So let's say I only want him to see stock of mobile phones. He should not be able to see stock of any other stock group. I can limit him for that. Access by go down. I only want him to see data of Mumbai go down and not of Pune go down. I can do that. Access by voucher type. So this is where, if you click on an invoice number, you're able to see the invoice detail, right? But I don't want him to see invoice detail of any voucher type other than sales or receipt. Okay, everything else he should not be able to see, so I can limit it from here. Next is the access by screen. So as you saw that in dashboard, these are all the different numbers that you see, right? But I don't want my salesperson to see anything else other than sales, receipt, and outstanding. Everything else should not even be there. Even if it's a zero, it should not be there. I can delete it from here. I can remove. I'll not give him that permission. there are a lot of customers who have collection boys who just go out and do payment collection. For them, they can just say, I'm only going to give him outstanding, nothing else. Okay. Next is the reports. So within reports, I only want him to see his data entry reports, his check-in, check-out, and his inactive customers, nothing else. Okay, so you can do that. Or if you don't want your salesperson to see any report, just don't give him any permission. Okay, but we recommend make him at least see the inactive customers and his few reports so that he can work on it. Okay. Next is the party list and the item list. So you want him to see the party summary, items purchased by those customers. You give him the party screen, so you'll be able to see all the parties under his subgroup and all the items that you have given him permission for. If you remove this option, he will not be able to see stock of any item. That entire item list will be blank. Okay, and I apply. Next is the voucher entry. So whether he has the permission, to create what orders from the mobile application. So let's say you've only given him permission to create sales order, receipt, and quotation. He will not be able to create purchase order and payment entries from the app. However, payment is an interesting thing that you can give him the permission if you are tracking the expenses made by your salesperson, or even for your use case, you can put all the expenses as payment in Tally, and then you can decide whether you want to book those entries or not at the end of the month. But becomes a good way to track your expenses. Next, whether I should allow him to do backdated entries, create ledger from the application, create stock item, what sharing access do I give him. So if I turn this off, he will not be able to share any report from the application. He can only send outstanding reminder, invoice, and ledger report. Basic 3 things he can do, but no other report he can share. Okay, and price list. So whether he should be able to view the price list, yes or no. Okay, and I save. So now Mehul will be only able to see the limited data access that I've given him. And if tomorrow Mehul leaves the job, I can delete him as a user from here. So you click on the dustbin icon and I say confirm. All the data will get immediately wiped off from his phone. Okay, and let's say if you purchased for 5 devices, okay, and you removed one of them, you can add the new salesperson at any point in time. Okay, so there's no additional charge if you want to change the salesperson as far as you are using in the same number of devices. Okay, so that's how you can add a salesperson and give him permissions. The other way is also you can go to users and you can do that. Okay, and if I want to find out in how many devices, let's say, is this Ankur using, so I click on devices in Ankur. So I found out that he's using in 2 devices. Okay, and if I want, I can say, okay, I can disable him from one of the device at any point in time. Next are the settings. So you can view, there are a lot of different settings given here. And if we have time at the end, if you have questions regarding certain settings, will show it to you. But you can explore this more yourself. I'll just quickly go through some data entry settings because those are really important. So any invoice, order, receipt, payment that is created in the application, if you want a copy to go to your accountant or to yourself, you add the email address here. Okay, so there's this email configuration at the top, so you add the email configuration there. Next, do you want location to be tracked when your person is creating the orders? So you can enable or disable that. Username in narration, we got this feature request that when the accountant is looking in the Tally, the accountant does not know who created the order from the mobile application. So when you enable this, in the narration, it will go as created by Webhub or created by Mehul or whoever it is. Okay. Now, this is the most important one, optional entry, yes or no. So if you turn it on, all the entries that you create from the mobile application will go as an optional entry in Tally. So you can go to Daybook and you'll be able to see all the optional entries. Okay. Now, when you convert into a regular entry, you have to do Alt N in Tally. That will get converted into a regular entry. Okay, then only it will hit your books. So you can use this as a way to verify the entry in Tally by your accountant, and then uh, it will hit your Tally. Okay, but if you're very sure, if you're the owner and you're creating all the entries and you don't want to go as an optional voucher, just turn this off. So all the entries that you create will show as a regular voucher. Okay, whether you want to add voucher number or not, a lot of this have turned this off for the salesperson, that I want this to go as an optional entry and I don't want them to put any voucher number, that my accountant will put. So you can turn this off. Okay, and then there are a few more settings that are given the order screen. I'll just quickly show one of them, that the rate that we are picking up when you create a new order, it is based on the setting here. So whether we pick up the last sale of the purchase rate or the standard price that is set up in Tally. We will add the third option of the price list here in the near future. Okay. So if you have set up a price list in Tally, we will pick the rate of that item from the price list. Okay. Last is the refer and earn. So today, we have more than 50,000 paid customers who are using this application. So thanks to all of you who are paid customers, and I think the reason we are able to reach to 50,000 milestone is because someone liked it, they referred it to someone else, and that person then referred it to someone else. So what we wanted to do is find out a way to thank the customers for giving us references. So this is the best way. If you are referring your friend or your family member, you can earn a lot of months free by giving a reference. So all you have to do is click on refer and earn button. I'll send it to Mehul. So if I click on this particular link and I've sent it to Mehul, and if he downloads using this link and he ends up purchasing the application, both he and I will get 1 month free added to subscription. Okay, so if you send it to 12 customers and 12 customers end up buying the application, you can basically get 12 months free, and your entire subscription for 1 year will become free. Okay, so that can be a small goal as well, that try to get your business subscription free, refer one customer every month, but make sure you make the user click on this link and download. Okay, and all your successful referrals will show up here. Okay, so this is a program where we are built it for all our customers so that they can keep on getting free months, and we can also keep on getting good references. Okay, and last, I'll quickly show that how do you get help from the application. So you click on this question mark, there's a help button. So if you need help, you can call your respective Tally partner from whom you have purchased. So there's a call button. You can email your Tally partner. You can create a ticket from here. There's a create button here. So as soon as you create a ticket, immediately ask sorry, I think the screen got disconnected. So I'll quickly show you that you just click on the plus create ticket here, and you can leave your message here, and a support team will call you. Okay, and all, if you click on my tickets, you will be able to see all your tickets that were created in the past. Okay. Now, if during the webinar, if you ended up joining little late, or you were you want to understand some of the features, so what we have done is, let's say if you go to sales, click on this question mark, and you click on this tutorial video. There's a video on YouTube that only talks about sales feature. Okay, so if you want to understand any feature in detail, you can just go to that particular screen and click on the tutorial video. Okay, so that's another way to quickly learn something about the application again. So that's pretty much everything we wanted to cover from this application today. I hope this was a useful session. Some of you were able to get to learn a lot of features that you didn't know in the past. There's a poll section, so if you guys can also fill out the poll. It's just 2 or 3 questions. It'll take less than 30 seconds to fill it out, but I think it will help us to quickly know what features you guys are liking and whether you like this presentation or not. Okay, so thank you very much once again for everyone who attended the webinar. It was great having you. We will keep more such webinars in the coming future as well, on smaller incremental feature updates, so that you are aware of it. We have one more session tomorrow, so if you have friends or family or your team members who need to attend, there's one in Hindi tomorrow at 10:30 and one in English again at 12:30, so they can also attend it if they like. And we will also make sure to send you the recording of this webinar by the end of the day, so that you can review it if you missed out anything. If anyone is not using Tally, can we use BizApp for the accounts of a company? Lakshmi ji, that feature is not yet there yet. So this is right now, we have only integrated our application with Tally. Ravi Mehta, when will you be sharing it? We will definitely share it, but we'll try to share it by the end of the day. Can I get the link in Hindi where I can show it to my marketing team? We are a paid Biz app customer. Romil Shah. Romil ji, definitely. I think what we will do is we will send out recording of all the sessions that we have done, Hindi and English both. We'll upload it to YouTube, and we'll send out the link as well of both of them. We'll also, I think there was a request in the Hindi session earlier today to send out the presentation, the Biz Analyst presentation also, which also talks about all the application, all the features, sorry. So we will also send that out to you if you would like. I think most of the questions were answered by our team members. So the question you guys still have, feel free to just put in here, and we will try to cover up all the questions. If you want me to go through any feature that you missed out, I can do that again as well. Yes. So what we will do is we'll send it to on the registered email address that you have done on this webinar to start with, and then I think we will send it out to all the customers as well on the registered business email ID. So we'll do it in 2 batches. One starting with what you registered for this webinar, and send second list we will send it out by tomorrow to all the other customers. Okay, great, Romil. I am glad you liked it. Can you please repeat how sales team can use it? Galaxy Note 10. So, can you please clarify whether you want me to show you how to add a salesperson or what can they use? I'll be happy to share it again. And if you guys like the application, it's a quick small request to give us a rating on the Play Store and the App Store as well, whichever you are using. It will really help us. So if you can give us a small rating on the App Store or the Play Store. How can we add sales team? Sure, I'll show that up. Shamji, your question is, do we subscribe for each and every user if we suppose we have 5 marketing person and 2 collection agents for collecting the payment? So I need to 7 subscriptions. Shamji, the answer is yes. That our pricing is per device per user, because even on the back end, that's how we incur the charges. So whether you buy 1 device or 100 device, our price is the same for every user. 1800 rupees plus GST per person. Okay, and if you buy a 2-year plan, you get another 6 months free. Now, because of the lockdown period, we are currently giving 3 months extra subscription to all the unpaid customers. So that is there, and all the renewal customers. So we are giving that as a bonus. See, the way I would suggest you to think of this is that you are going to spend 150 rupees per person per month. Now, can your marketing person or your collection boy is able to help you increase your sales, reduce your outstanding? You're able to manage the productivity of the salesperson by check-in, check-out. If all this is possible, can he give you value more than 150 rupees a month? Okay, so the other way to think of it is, you're giving him a salary of, let's say, 15,000. Think of it, from tomorrow your salary is increased to 15,150. Now, with that extra 150 rupees, again, answer the same questions: that can he increase my sales? Can he reduce my outstanding? Can I get the productivity increase for him? The answer is yes. 150 rupees आपका वसूल हो जाएगा. I think it'll be more than that. Your goal should be that per person, your productivity, overall improvement should be at least of 5,000, 10,000, 1 lakh rupees, depending on what business you do. Okay, so I hope that answers the question. Thank you for the session. My colleague has already joined the session. We're already using the paid app. We'll be adding few more apps for a marketing team. That's really great. Thank you so much for that. I hope, Shamji, I'm able to answer your question. If you need more clarification, if you need more help, let us know. We will have someone get in touch with you. And I think someone had a question of how to add a salesperson. I'll quickly show that. So you open up the app, go to menu, go to the companies. Sorry. And select, first you have to see which company in which you have to add the user. So let's say in my demo company, I want to add a user. I click on this plus icon here. Then I click on the plus icon here. I'll have to put the name and the email address of the user. Okay. And then click on OK. Let's say I've already done that and I go to Ankur, I've added. So I click on permission. And here you can define the permissions. Okay. So that's how you add a user, and you can define what permission you want to give to your person. Okay, so I hope I'm able to answer that. Can we check multi-company data or consolidated? Say some customers invoice from Mumbai and other location. Hitesh Sarvaiya ji, yes. So if you have a Tally license in multiple locations, you can view the data of both the locations in your mobile phone. Okay. You just have to log in with the same ID password. So let's say hitesh@gmail.com. say आपने मोबाइल पे लॉगिन किया हुआ है. You have to log in with the same email ID and password on the desktop application in Mumbai, and let's say in Pune also. So that data of both the location, you will be able to see it on your mobile phone. So you'll get it something like this only. So let's say serial number 1, and serial number 2. There are 2 serial numbers in my case. Okay. One is demo company, one is Vaibhav demo company. Okay. In the second demo company, Vaibhav demo company, Mehul Sutaria is the admin and he has added me as a user. And in the other company, the first company, I am the admin. So that is also possible. You can have a different admin there and you can get added as a user. Okay. So think of it like a WhatsApp. कि आप WhatsApp एक ग्रुप में आप एडमिन है और किसी और ग्रुप में कोई और एडमिन है जिन्होंने आपको एज ए यूजर ऐड किया हुआ है. Okay. Thank you for the answer. If the suppose the marketing leaves the company and you deactivate the person, is the sales report of the previous month still visible to him, as we will not be in a position to know whether he has deleted the app or not? So Shyamji, what happens is as soon as you delete the user from your phone, from your app as an admin, immediately all the data will get wiped off from his phone. Okay. We just need active internet connection, and as soon as that happens, the data will get wiped off from his phone. So the way to do it from here is, so you go to the users and you delete the user. So let's say if I want to delete Dheeraj, I click on the dustbin icon and I say confirm, all the data will get immediately wiped off from his phone. Most welcome. I'm glad that you got the feature as how to add users. According to the present feature, we can see one at a time. So if I have to send reminder, we have to do twice and not consolidate. No, Hiteshji, I don't know if you missed out this feature. This is the new feature that we have come up for outstanding reminder. I'll quickly show you what that is. So you go to outstanding receivable, and let's say I want to send reminder to all these customers in a single click. Okay, so I select the customers to whom I want to send. There's a select all button at the top. Okay, so you can say select all and you can send outstanding reminders to all the customers in a single click. Now it will only go to customers whose email addresses are added in Tally. So let's see, if I click on DigiCult, I'm getting this message that this email address is not entered in Tally. Okay, and let's say I want to send to all these 4 customers, I say send reminder and send email. So automatically an email will go to all these 4 customers with their outstanding reminders. And once the reminders are sent, you will get a notification at the end that it was sent successfully. Okay, so I hope that was a question. But if you have multiple companies, we are not able to consolidate like a group company that you have in Tally. We do not have the feature to do a group level consolidation. Okay, yes, you mean group company. Okay, yes. See, honestly, when we created this application, we were not aware that a requirement like this would come. But this is there in our mind. I think when we come up with a major update next time, we will make sure to create a feature for group company as well. So it's there, but I think we'll have to wait few months until we are able to create this for everyone. Okay, great. Thank you, Teji. So we'll stick for another 5-10 minutes if you guys have more questions. And thank you once again for everyone who attended. I hope this was useful. And please fill out the form if you haven't. Please do rate us on App Store, Play Store if you haven't. And any other feature requests that you have or any positive thing that you liked about the application, if you want to put it in the Q&A, we'd love to take some feedback. Thank you so much.